¿Qué está pasando YouTube? Es tu hombre, Sir Jorge the Great, and I'm just messing with you, George. Um, what is going on, YouTube? It is the Sir Jorge the Great, bringing you a team breakdown for the Super Singles Battle League Season 3. I will be the coach of the Sant and Eggys, and yeah, so how the draft worked was we had 1,000 points, and it's not your typical draft style from what I've experienced. You typically have your tier A, TB, or all the way to down to tier D or whatever. Here was a bit different. So we sort of had the same style of a tier A, but instead of calling it tier A, we would call it each mon had a point to it. So with 1,000 points, we had to draft 11 mons, including our mega, and we had to fit those 1,000 points into those mons. So we had 200, 180, uh, let's see, 160 all the way down to 40, something along those lines. Not perfectly balanced like that, but it was really, really cool. I really enjoyed this process. We were the 14th seed uh, in the draft, so not terrible. I'm not too familiar with like the draft like stats or whatever. So this would be, oh gosh, I guess, yeah. I joined mid season for the Super Singles Battle League. I was with them for season two. I had a really crappy Sun Trick Room team in a sense, which did not horrible but not good either. But yeah, so for my goal for the draft was to pick mons that I hadn't used before, and I think that I did that justice. There were a couple mons I already had. I wanted to draft already, and I sort of had that in the very beginning. So uh, disclaimer: I'm not too formal on how to use these terms properly, but I just picked mons I felt like I was gonna have fun using, and that's really what I do. I play Pokemon for. It's just to have fun, and so yeah, let's get right into it. So initially, I wanted to draft either Megalodias or Megalodios, and by the time it went around me, they were already taken up. So I was like, if I can't have the Mega, then I'll just take the regular form. So my first pick was Latias, regular Latias, not Megalodios. Dragon Psychic typing. It was a mod that you know it has a great special attack and great speed, but I feel like I could also use it physically, offensively, and it's something sort of my opponents are going to have to predict. Is like either am I going to be a dragon dance set or am I going to be a calm mindset? And so playing those mind games is going to be really really cool. Dragon typing for my Dragon Fairy Steel Core, and yeah, it's something I wanted to use for a while, and I'm glad I was able to pick it. But now with the whole thought of, am I going to bring a physical or special set? My second pick sort of fits that style in a sense as well, and that being Lucario. So Lucario is a mon I've hardly used. I use it a bunch of Super Smash Brothers, but I've never really used it in the VGC. 110 attack, 115 special attack, and 90 speed. It's a bit frail on the defenses, but again, it has those setup moves. Nasty plot sword dance, and my opponent is really gonna have to decide what kind of set am I gonna bring, especially with Latios and Lucario, because again, I could either bring both special or mix of the two, or even a defensive set was Latios. But fighting typing, steel typing, it is one of my Z captains. I made it, so I was able to purchase it. So how that worked is we had 300 points, and how much that mon costed for the regular like drafting. That's how much they were worth for the Z points. So Lucario being 140 points, I believe, 140, 120. It was 120 points, and so I was like, you know what? I'll pick up Lucario. I think he was 120, and so he's one of my Z captains, and yeah, I'm really excited again. Uh, really excited to Rasengan through my opponents. That I finished watching Naruto not too long ago, and wanted to make that reference. Okay, so my next pick was my Mega. So it's sort of a funny story how I got Mega Aerodactyl. So I actually had Volcanion um, as my next pick. So how the website works is you can uh, already give the website what your next pick is going to be, but you can also give it a backup. So if your first choice is taken, it'll select your second choice. And so I initially had Volcanion for my first slot, and then that got picked, so I got sniped, and then the website picked Mega Aerodactyl for me, so they gave me 20 extra points for my name. So at first I was a bit like annoyed, but looking over it, I was sort of happy with getting Mega Aerodactyl. Very very fast mon, very very it's a big threat. Um, it can set up rocks. It's a defogger. I don't think I'm ever going to use it as a defogger though, if I'm going to be completely honest. But yeah, a rock typing, a flying typing. Um, I've never used Mega Aerodactyl either. So I'm very curious how I'm going to use it this season. So far, this draft so far, I've really liked my picks, and yeah. So next up we have Kofagrigus. Now Kofagrigus is a mod that I've always wanted to use. It was Kofagrigus and Shaman were going to be my next two picks, but you'll see what happens later on. But yeah, Kofagrigus is a ghost type, stops rapid spins. Very, very Pokemon. The Mummy ability is amazing in my opinion. Physical threats, hitting it, uh, Pokemon like Mega Lopunny or Mega Charizard X, who probably can't knock down Kofagrigus in one hit, are going to lose their abilities that really help them out. So physical threats are really going to have to be very wary of attacking Kofagrigus because they're not going to kill it and they're going to lose their ability for the most part. But yeah, it's another mon that I've always wanted to use, and I feel like, so far I've been really happy with my draft. And so yeah, this Kofagrigus, very defensive mon, and I can't wait to use it. Oh, it also gives me access to Toxic Spikes, I believe. Next up, we have Amoonguss. Like I said before, I wanted to draft Shaman, but right before my pick, Austrian George, or just George, or the annoying Toad guy, he picked Shaman, so I sort of was left out. And so, uh, before this pick, I was actually still asleep. We were doing a slow draft, and I had woken up. I think I forgot to turn off my alarm, and I told George to skip me, so I'd have two picks when it came to my turn again. And so I went back to bed, and I was like, I need another Pokemon. I wanted a bulky grass type, so I saw Mungiso there for 100 points. I was like, you know what, I'll take it. And again, it's another mon that I have never used before. And Clear Smog, I think it gets Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Sludge Bomb. So we'll see how I use it this season. Another Pokemon that I feel like I can use pretty well. So yeah, now this next mon was a mon I thought was already picked. I think I thought it was in a higher point group, so I thought it was taken. But upon further looking, I guess you could say, I realized it was still there, so I snagged it up immediately. And that's Rotom Heat. A Fire Electric type was the ability of Levitate, giving it that immunity to that 4-time weakness to ground, which is super cool. Another Pokemon, but a mon that can be an offensive threat, which is something which is really nice. It's another mind game trick that my opponents are gonna have to predict. That am I gonna bring an offensive set or a defensive set? I don't think I'm ever gonna bring a physical set. Maybe if I don't make the playoffs, and I know I'm not gonna make the playoffs, maybe I'll bring an offensive set. Who knows? But Defog, Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, Overheat, Thunderbolt, uh, Shadow Ball, I think it even gets. So it's something that always wanted to use. I think I've used Rotom Wash, but not in a good way. Um, but I was really happy with these picks so far, and yeah, just really happy with getting that fire type. Now with Amoonguss, I was just missing a water type for my fire, grass, water core, and then I'm also missing a fairy type for my Dragon Steel Fairy core. So next up, for my fairy, we got Alolan Ninetales. Now I've used Alolan Ninetales before. I didn't use it not that good at all, actually. To be fair, and it was just an ice typing that I feel like I needed. 109 speed, pretty good special defense, pretty decent special attack, and then attack and HP are pretty fair as well. But having that snow warning ability is really nice. Having access to the Aurora Veil move, which halves the attack of has the attacks of both physical and special moves. Um, it's always nice. I have to be wary of that steel type weakness being 4 times, so gotta be wary of those hidden power steals. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. I'm just really happy with my draft. If I'm gonna be completely honest. Again, I've used Ninetales before, Lone Ninetales before, but want to give myself a redemption at it, and give myself more options that could be more offensive or defensive, depending on how I want to use them. So next up, we have Araquanid. I think that's spelled correctly. I don't care. So I just woken up the next day too, and I was like, I wasn't really thinking much to be honest. And I saw a Requinid. I had the points for it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, why not? So I picked up a Requinid. It's a water type, which is really nice. It's also a bug type. Gives me access to sticky webs. The water bubble ability is really nice. I think if I have my stats correctly, fire types are not an issue to me, and you'll see why. But that special defense is really nice. That defense is really nice. The attack is okay, but with that water bubble ability, my liquidations are going to do a lot to my opponents. So yeah, Raquanid. Sorry, I have a runny nose. All right, so next up. So I think I have 3 months left in the draft, and so I knew what my last pick is going to be. I already have planned it out. It's a 40-point mon. I really don't care about that, but so I had 200 points left, and so I could have drafted a hundred. It was either 140 mon was a 60-point mon, or I think it was a 180 mon. No, a 160 mon was a 40 point mon. And I looked at the 160s and nothing was really eye grabbing to me. And then I looked at the 120 and I still don't know why it wasn't. It was still there. But I picked up for 120 points. I picked up Mimikyu, a Ghost Fairy mon, another mon that I've always wanted to use. I think those are the right stats. I hope those are the right stats. It'd be bit embarrassing if they're not. But it's another one I've always wanted to use, and it was still there. This is what, round 9, and I was like, you know what? It's still there. I'm gonna pick it up. The disguise ability is pretty cool. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's just pick it up. See what we can do. Mimikyu is my other Z captain. So yeah, it wasn't Mimikyu. Z, I have a pretty scary fairy type move in my back pocket, even with never ending nightmare. So yeah, Mimikyu is another physically offensive threat that I was able to add to my team, and I was really happy picking it up pretty late in the round. So with this 140 point pick, I had 80 points left. No, I kid math. I'm a math major. I had 100 points left, so I decided to pick up. I went to the 60s, looked around the 60s. I didn't know what I was going to get, so I saw Regirock, and I was like, "Here's a defensive mon." I don't think I have much physically defensive Pokemon, anyways, besides Cofagrigus, and it's another defensive wall I can choose. So Regirock, Stealth Rocks, access to Explosion, Rock Slide, Curse, I think. I'm not too familiar with Regirock. I just picked it just to use it. So I don't know what to say about Regirock except for rocks. It gives me another rock type, which I'm not a fan of, but at the same time, I really don't care. I'm just trying to have fun with this league. So yeah, with that, we were down to our final pick, and I am super duper glad that no one else picked this top tier mon that should be above 200 points, but it was at the extreme cheapness of 40 points, and that mon being Alolan Executor. You guys have no idea. Guys, this is a God Slayer. Grass and Dragon typing, oh my god, that is like the best typing in the game. Just don't get it too close to the moon or don't get it too cold. Alolan Executor is just, it is my favorite mon. It's the reason why I'm the set and Eggys, because look at it, look at that, not HD quality photo of him, but he is one of my favorite. He is my favorite mon. I just love this guy, and I knew I was going to pick him up. And I'm glad no one else did. Being one of the last picks of the draft. So, and he's also my last Z captain for the team. So again, my Z captains being Lucario, Mimikyu, and now Alolan Executor. So yeah, I was just really happy with my draft. I picked a lot of mons that I have never used before, and I feel like my typings were pretty okay. I know that my speed tiering, I believe, is a bit split, but at the same time, again, like I said before, I really don't care. Cause I'm just trying to have fun, guys. I'm a college student, and at the end of the day, I'm just looking for an outlet, and Pokemon is one of my outlets. So I'm really excited to take season 3 head on. I didn't do so hot season 2, and I ended season 1 pretty horribly. So I feel like this team is pretty decent. I don't think it's like the best one out there, but I'm happy with it. And you guys may not agree with my picks. You guys may think I'm a complete idiot for picking these mons, but I'm happy with it. And again, at the end of the day, I just want to have fun with my picks. So yeah, so this is my team breakdown for the Super Singles Battle League Season 3. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling on about these Pokemon. I know I didn't use the right terms or whatever, but I really don't care, like I said before. I'm just gonna have fun. And if you're looking to have fun with somebody, hold up, let me word this right. And if you want to have fun with me in Season 3, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, right? Subscribe. Hit that little bell to get notified if I ever upload. Um, I think, if anything, my battles will be like post commentary, giving my insights, because school is super, super busy. Right now, I'm on spring break, so I have free time, but I think a lot of my will be post commentary, giving what happened and what I was thinking at the time. I'll try my best to do live commentary battles, but that's not a promise. But yeah, so again, make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and thank you for listening, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right.